Hello everyone. In the last few days, there have been rumors that U.S. President will ban entry of all non-immigrant visa holders such as H-1B and L-1 other visa holders. And now this has become mainstream rumor. Basically, it's covered by Wall Street Journal, CNN, all these big media outlets. Now, what's not clear to many of the users is, is what is president's power? Can he really do it or not, right? So what we'll do in this short video, we will look at the president's executive order powers and what has been done in the past, and what is possible. Yeah. So firstly, if for beginners, what is an executive order and why is this power given is something that you all wonder, right? So this power to issue an executive order comes from US Constitution, and it's essentially a written order, or you can think of it like an instruction by the president to carry out a certain action or implement a certain policy. And this provision is given by the Constitution for a specific reason, because President cannot wait for Congress to do everything. There are usually delays, and sometimes they may not agree on the same things. An interest of the U.S. As a nation, executive order power is given to the president to take swift actions. Yeah? And if the president issues an executive order, and that exceeds his power on whatever he is issued, then either Congress or federal courts can strike them down. So there is definitely some sort of checks in place so that he doesn't issue anything that is beyond his power. So this is a very high level introduction of what is an executive order. Now, in context of entry, banning the entry to US, for non-immigrants. So what President gets is under the power of Immigration and Nationality Act. It's INA called as, and it's under 212F. This is a technical term, but basically under 212F, he gets the broadest authority to block entry of immigrants and non-immigrants. It doesn't really distinguish between visa holders, the green card seeking people who already got green cards, and who are trying to come into the US. These are classified as immigrant visa holders. So if you see, this is the official regulation. You can actually check in that link as well. So what it says is, any alien is not really alien in the movie, right? But alien is somebody who is actually outside of US. You can think of alien as a foreigner, and if United States president believes that entry of somebody would be detrimental to the interest of US. What it means is, not in the best interest, right, in simplest terms, for US. Then, if president believes that somebody's entry is not in the best interest of US, then he can suspend entry of all of those foreign nationals, be it immigrant visas or non-immigrant visas. So that's the broadest act. So this is the exact provision, and it's the broadest you can think of. What is the tricky part with this is there are no restrictions given by this 212F. Essentially, it does not give details on what factors determine that would what is basically US best interest and what is not, and when to issue such ones, and how long can the president issue. Is there a maximum cap or duration for that, or what all does he need to look into before he issues that, right? So this is very, very broad and subject interpretation. So this has been used extensively, and this is one of the power that that presidents use often. And in the past, if you see, these are all the presidents who have used the INA 212F Act. So Obama has issued extensive amount of them. In 2016, Bush has used extensive amount of them. I mean, these are just a subset of them. And even Reagan, Reagan 1988, he also used that. So all of these, if you see, they were issued in the past. If somebody's entry was actually conflicting with US interest, or they're a threat to the national security, or they do not obey whatever US policies are, right? So these are usually people from who contributed situations in Libya, or most of these, right, or North Korea, right? All of these are national related, intersecurity related ones, right? But again, these are just used in the past in this way, right? But it doesn't stop anybody from using in a different way. Now, can president use this for blocking entry for H-1B or L-1 visa holders? Yeah. Yes, he can, right? I mean, because there is no restriction as such, because essentially H-1Bs and L-1s are all non-immigrant visas. So he can ban entry based on INA 212F provision. And the biggest thing is, how do they justify that, right? If somebody goes to court, or or in Congress, so they can justify by using the unemployment rate situation in America with coronavirus. Yeah. So currently, if you look at unemployment rate, it's at 13.3, and it's highest since 1948. You can see the graph, from 1948, it's the highest, and it's gone off the roof. So basically, even in 2008 recession, 2008 and 9 recession also, it was pretty, like hovering around 9 point something, but now it's extremely high. So this is a justification that they could actually use and get away, because this cannot be denied. The truth on the ground may be very different and may not be proven, that all these visa holders may not be actually creating job loss, or or not competing with US US citizens. But I mean, this is how it works, right? So this can be used. Now, the second option that they can use is execute order based on 215A1. This is another option. I mean, or it is also called 1185. I mean, you don't worry about the numbers, but or this one says is, unless otherwise ordered by the president, it shall be unlawful for any alien to depart or enter. Enter is important part, or attempt to depart, right? Except under reasonable rules and regulations. Yeah. I mean, this is not a very popular one, because it's not really giving that power, as in 212F, unlimited power. But but still, this has been used by President Carter, in Iran hostage crisis, right, to revoke all the immigrant, non-immigrant visas issued to Iranians. So this is something that president could use as well, of course. So these are two broadest ones that could be used by the president. So if you look at, they're primarily to block the entry. Now, there are other rumors like, okay, can he change the H-1B program, make the fees to $20,000? Can he cancel STEM OPT? What happens to my H-4 EAD, right? Now, looking at that, right, the president powers are primarily aimed at banning the entry of anyone who may not be interested of the US. So that is all the power he has got. And does not have any direct authority to change general DHS regulations like H-1B program. All of these are congressional. Congress basically gave these programs, or some of them were actually given by DHS through rulemaking process, right? So all of these went through the 9 steps of US federal rulemaking process, and they all need to follow the same process for either changes or amendments or removal, right? There is a comment period, public gets a chance to answer, and then it goes through the lengthy process. And the fact of life is, all of the things that are rumored currently, like changes to H-1B program or L1 or STEM OPT or H-4 EAD, all of these were part of unified agenda. Unified agenda is nothing but an agenda that has a list of items that are the priorities of the executive branch, or the current administration that's ruling America, right? So basically, these are not new. I mean, it's just that they have been just highlighted, that they will be just implemented, but they may just be they may be implemented in a faster pace. That's all it can happen. But these are not new. It's probably just a catalyst now, the entire situation to push this forward. So overall, in short, right, there are powers, and president can do certain things, but he cannot do everything, right? If somebody tells that STEM OPT will be ending tomorrow, or H4 will be ending tomorrow, and you cannot work, that's not going to happen. Yeah? So it has to go through regulatory process. They can speed up the process using some interim rules and all of that. But again, many of these will be subject to a lot of court litigation if they do not follow the process. So as most of H4 EAD has been dragged for years now, and still not there, unless a court comes up with an injunction order based on extreme situations, which are very unlikely at this point, right? So that's about it, folks. So, hope you got a clarity on what are the president powers now, and it gives you a better idea. So do subscribe for updates. Thank you again for watching. I definitely look forward to seeing you in the comments.